Kani kadai ka Batisi TV. Bat pidang pet ya ka Khubor baman kasngi belawan rasyapi da ka rupa. Bapentingan bat penbha.
Hanin kasngi ka Sautarik unok pra arjar khat pra ka Jookto harengkat ka Jingïatai lang bat ka nagrik mancha kila penlong ya ka Jingïatai Halor ka Jingpur ki Hamsaïa Jong ki Khubor lamler bat ki Khubor thok ki bajia lam bakla ya ki patba ha ki babun ki liang. Ya kani ka Jingïatai ka balalong ha Shillong Club lapanyai da u Subimal Bhattacharjee ubalong director jong ka Jookto ha ka balai Simentaru da ki Rio Shampang ki bakantup ya MP ka Shillong uma Vincent H Pala u chairman ka Asia Center Bangkok u James Gomez bat ka editor jong ka Khubor Pareng the Shillong Times ka kong Patricia Mukhim habaya tirsani Halor kani ka Jingïatai baro na ginong kren kila pao hala ki jong ki jingsngo bat kila banjur ru badai ban te lakam yakum kini ki Khubor Hamsaïa bat ki Khubor lamler ki bajuya lam baklaru yakipaj ba bat khamtam ya ki samla ha kani ka juk kinong kren kila pao bo wat la ki don ki an ki bate perking Halor kani hnrei ka longpat ka badon kam ban te lakam bhaya kum kini ki jat Khubor ki bayalam bakla bhaya ki brio ki lui.
I've been working a little bit more on the negative side right from the beginning, being associated with cybercrime and all. And having worked for a large American multinational, one of the leading ones, out of its 19,000 employees, 25,000 were around something to do with cyber. Most of the critical US assets are still managed by a Lockheed Martin or a General Dynamics or a Raytheon or a Northrop Grumman. The importance of digital networks, the importance of connectivity infrastructure always remains, but in the front, in terms of usage that all of you do, it becomes very, very critical to keep the medium free, open and available to all. Remember, internet as a medium was started as a free medium, and everywhere, wherever an attempt is made to block or throttle or bring any kind of resistance, it is something that all the stakeholders oppose. All the social media communications happen in real time. In no time it can go anywhere in the world, and that's where the menace comes up there, where in no time it reaches everyone. And God forbid, this device that we all carry today, we trust this more than even possibly some of our friends, who might be living away or far away from us. We see, because this is so close to us, the proximal value of a device to you today is something, it is impacting all of us in such a way that we try to believe more what we read here. We think that whatever is being written here is true. So we need not necessarily question what we see coming as a content. Dependency that we have built up on devices and all the applications that come through it and all.
Whenever we talk about fake news, it is almost inevitable to say that, anything fake has been with us since the beginning of time, right? But in contemporary discussions, fake news is very much related to the contemporary impact of social media on traditional media. Now, fake news became famous because of Trump. Trump wanted to attack the credibility of traditional media because he didn't like what traditional media was reporting about him, so he said, okay, CNN, you are fake news. So he was trying to impact the credibility of traditional media. But how is it working out in Southeast Asia? What is it that is the challenge, right? So when we talk about fake news, the key problem is fake according to who? Who defines fake? So there are three key variables in terms of how we define fake news. One, the creation of fake news must be deliberately false. Somebody sitting somewhere has instructed for the construction of fake news. So it's deliberate. Secondly, fake news has to be disseminated in a manner that is as wide as what we will call news dissemination, which means one person posting something deliberately constructed as fake with 3 likes may not fall for that definition. Now, this is the final caveat, that this intentionally created fake news that has been spread out in a viral way actually changes behavior. Right? So this is the challenge with social media, because the claim is social media, the content that we read over social media, right, is changing how we behave. Is that true?
I think in this country, cyber security is still a very, very grey area. We don't have the wherewithal to deal with cyber crime. And even in our own state, there's a lot of, there's a lot of what we call troll brigade. They can't be stopped. So you go on with life as long as it's possible. The only fear is that, people can threaten to kill you. And then if the police doesn't take action, what happens next? And we have seen activists and all being attacked, but before they were attacked, they were warned on social media, but not enough security measures were taken. And we are seeing activists all over being threatened, being targeted, because they don't follow the line of the current dispensation, because they are dissenting voices. And if you're looking at democracy, you have to have dissenting voices, otherwise where's democracy? But today it seems that the state somehow is terrorizing its people to think along a certain line. And you look at Manipur, they booked a journalist under the National Security Act. I mean, how can you, just because somebody, caricatures the chief minister, or maybe even the prime minister, you can't call that person a national security threat. So, we seem to be totally confused on this idea of how to deal with fake news. It's a different, what should I say, it's a different thing that we have had yellow journalism, and we've had, blitzkrieg from very early times, and people somehow dealt with that through defamation cases. But now it's become blood libel. Somebody rightly said it's become blood libel because it's libelous, plus it can be dangerous to your life.
The government has concentrating on making laws for the journalism, especially in the PCI, Press Council of India, who will regulate themselves. And in the broadcasting, I think the Broadcasting News Association, who will regulate themselves. Recently, I think Smith-Rani has made one notification. Anybody who writes a fake news, first, if they find that he has written a fake news, then his accreditation will be won. Second, up to third time, then he'll be totally de-accreditation. So I think the government tries to do that, but nowadays, what is written in the press is, I don't think, not even 30% of the news has been circulated through WhatsApp, Instagram. So many things are there. Especially even in Instagram, the body is mind, the head is somebody else. In Facebook, same thing. And what is being, some of the war which happened in Afghanistan during the last election is shown in UP, is shown everywhere. And was the church has been attacked 15 years back in Mangalore, it shows in Shillong. So the fake news is difficult to control until unless we have a proper laws. But a country like India, with freedom of speech, with freedom of so many freedoms, is very difficult to control. I think like the recruitment, for example, in the press, the press is like Shillong Times. When they do a recruitment for the staff, they have to be very careful. For example, this Shillong Club. This Shillong Club, it depends on the members which they are allowed to be members. The prestige of this club. I have seen that Gymkhana. If you go to Gymkhana, you go to ICC, they have the best members because screening is done. Out of 100 to apply, only one will be eligible. So even in the press also, the owner of the press should, or owner of the TV channel, they should not recruit Tom, Dick and Harry. They should know the background, be in the police, be in anywhere. So I think one of the things is that if we recruit fake people, nationally will get a fake news. So fake news, sometimes it's not intentionally. Example, Compact used to write, Pala is a coal mafia or this, that thing. I didn't mind because she didn't know about me. She didn't really know about me. And lots of my friends used to say, actually nobody knew about me, only when it comes to coal mafia, thanks to Raju, who introduced me to Shillong Times. I never know, Raju brought me to Shillong Times and used to tell them, before you write anything about me, please call me and confirm. As long as you write in front page, but or right, I don't mind. Wrongly or rightly, I don't mind. But at least confirm. So I think, sometimes the fake news, not intentionally, so especially we as the politicians, leaders, when they try to conform to us, we are not accessible. We are not accessible, so people try to write on imagination or thinking that, suspecting that it will be like this. But that's why I never off my mobile. When the press call me, anybody day, night, they call me, I always answer and try to tell the truth. So in order to avoid fake news, I think we as a politician also has to coordinate with different newspaper. I think this is our duty also. That's what I personally think. So even in Parliament, whatever laws you make, whatever restrictions you give, it's not easy. Exactly like Koma said, there must be a decision, whatever decision I take also, there must be we should be precise also, then only will be perfect. So until unless because only one side is difficult. So I suggest that why I came all the way from Delhi, because I was a victim of it, and I think I should be responsible when it comes to fake news. When trying to catch news, I have seen many people suicide. When it comes to fake news, many people lost their career. When it comes to fake news, many people lost their job. Not only politicians, many others also. And many people lost their family also with the fake news.